Hello and welcome, I'm back with another chapter review of Undead Unluck. We are back with chapter 210 entitled Unison. Now before we start the chapter review, I want to raise a few points, so if you want to skip that, you can check out the description to see the chapter tabs, so you can get straight into the review. So the first thing, if you haven't noticed, I've put out a new video. It's a tier list video ranking Undead Unluck negation abilities. I ranked them based on real world practicality, so if someone from our world had this ability, what life would be like with it. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, go check that video out. I'll put a link in the description. And the next thing I want to bring up is I want to bring up a little dummy alert for myself, okay? In the last chapter, I don't know why, I think I was hungry or tired. I tried to think we found out Fuuko's last name, even though we already knew Fuuko's last name from like the start of the series. Yeah, I just want to bring that up because that was a huge blunder for me. And yeah, I just want to correct that. I was going off the fact that usually in Japan you call people by their last name, but we've already established in the series that everyone calls them by their first name. So yeah, I just wasn't thinking. My bad. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but I can't really remember, so let's just get right into the chapter review. Oh, I was probably gonna say you should subscribe if you want to get a notification when I put out more Undead Unluck content, like the tier list video or my previous video, What Are Negators. I do plan to put out more Undead Unluck content. I have a video in the works at the moment, just a short video talking about who Victor is and kind of his origins. So yeah, subscribe to get notified when that video comes out. Okay, so now let's get into this chapter review. So we start off with the narrator giving us a bit of a description of what this festival we've been waiting for is. Apparently this festival is actually organized by Kururu, so it makes sense she has such a big pull to get Kade on the competitor list. And notice I said competitor list because this is actually a tournament kind of thing, this festival. We thought this was an idol arc, this is actually a tournament arc. Yeah, so there are brackets, and I guess two different idol groups both perform, and depending on the audience reaction, one of them goes through to the next round. So it looks like the first matchup of the tournament is Unison versus Shinkan Girls. And Unison is the name of Kade's new group that's newly formed. Unison, named after the union, makes sense. It seems like the leader of Shinkan Girls is talking mad trash about Kade. She's calling Kade a nepo pick by a Kururu, like she doesn't deserve to be there. And while she's talking this mad trash, that's when Unison pulls up. And to be honest, at the moment, they're looking more like a hardcore, edgy rock band more than an idol band. And oh wow, here's another thing I was wrong about. I guess it wasn't Chikoro what we were seeing training with Nico and them the other day. It was actually Rip. And to be honest, the scene with them pulling up looks really badass to me. I could put this as a wallpaper or something. It looks really cool. They all kind of look like worn out but determined as well. We even get this close-up shot of Kade's eyes. I think Moi's just putting some makeup on them to get rid of those bags. So yeah, Nico lied about that. They weren't gone by the day of the concert. I guess it's just a testament to how hard they were working. But now we cut away to Fuuko and Sean. So it looks like Fuuko won't be helping out until the final, and they're there to keep an eye on Fuuko's father. Whilst they're scoping out his apartment, they see some smoke coming out from his window. They immediately barge in just to find out that he's just smoking a whole bunch of cigarettes. He has like a huge pile of cigarettes in an ashtray. This actually triggers a past memory for Fuuko when her and her mother barged in on him. And it's like an identical scene, except in Fuuko's memory he's not smoking, he's just like eating a candy stick or something. And I guess it gets Fuuko really sentimental and nostalgic. It's a really nice cute scene, to be honest. And Fuuko just gets straight to the point and asks her dad if she likes Kade. This gets Raitai just extremely flustered, obviously, and he questions if he was that obvious. He tries to play it off as he's just a fan of her, and he says someone like him could never, but Fuuko just cuts him off and asks him what does he like about her. He just says that you've been to one of her concert, right? And Fuuko responds though, yes, she's been to that one with the elderly people. And he just says, then you should get it. And that just kind of leaves Fuuko confused. Actually, they're both confused. But Raitai just moves on to say that he found out Fuuko helped out with Kade's band issues, and that he's super grateful, and now that's sorted, he's sure she'll be able to win the tournament. And once she's won the tournament, she can move on to a bigger, more beautiful world, and there she'll probably find someone even more wonderful that she deserves to be with. Then Sean brings up an interesting point to Fuuko. What if they went overboard with making Kade a successful idol? What if she's so successful, her father feels the gap between them is too big and he never pursues her? So Fuuko just practically tries to convince her father that Kade still needs her help, like her singing voice. She still needs to work on that. A fan like him could give her some really good advice. And this is where Raitai drops a huge bombshell on us, and we all need to give Kade an apology, because apparently her singing voice is incredible and it's always been like that. And you must be wondering, what about that show of the old people? It was so bad it helped them with their chiropractic issues. And it turns out that Kade is such a good singer, she can intentionally project her voice like like that to be a chiropractor. Raitai says she doesn't sing for the sake of her own show, she sings for the audience. She's a true performer. We head over to the concert and she is absolutely killing it with Unison. She's destroyed the Shinkan girls with a 90-10 vote. I mean, they're even able to humble the leader of Shinkan girls who was talking mad trash before the show started. We head back over to Raitai and he says her popularity is gonna skyrocket after the show and he's decided that he's gonna stop seeing her going forward. Fuuko just said he's disappointed in her. And we actually see, I think Fuuko's arm is starting to get even more transparent. She explains to him that even the other day, Caddy mistook her for Raita, and she was crying saying she can't do the festival. Fuuko says that she's in love with him. He made her fall in love with him, so he shouldn't be using her popularity as an excuse to run away. And at this point, even Raita is starting to notice that he can see through Fuuko a bit. Fuuko's so worked up, Sean has to pull her off of him. So both Fuuko and Sean's about to leave, and Fuuko says, "You can count on Caddy making it to the finals, and I'm counting on you to be there with her." And now we head over to the master room table, and we see Sol there. He's saying it's futile for Fuuko. He says that he's impressed and didn't expect her to hang on for this long. He thought that she'd act really passively in fear of creating a paradox. And this is where Change chimes in. He says that Sol does have a part in this phenomenon that's going on. And she asks him what's going on with Fuuko, why she's fading away like that. She's never seen something like this before. Which is pretty interesting to me. 400 billion years and they've never seen something like this. Like Fuuko's bringing up new things that the rules have never seen. Showing that she is truly a difference maker and Juiz did make the right choice in picking Fuuko to be the one to travel on the Ark. She's a game changer. And so Change asks, is this really a paradox happening? And Sol simply says nope. And yeah, that confirms a lot of our suspicions, man. Because it doesn't make sense. Why would this be a paradox? It's not time travel. Okay, so Sol breaks it down for us. Essentially, the vessel containing Fuuko's soul is reaching its limit. He goes on to explain that the average person born into this world has their parent create a vessel for their soul. The soul dwells in it and becomes self-sustaining. He says that the vessel lasts for 100 years, but Fuuko's has lasted longer than he expected. And it turns out that actually during the fight with Beast, where she used a lot of her soul, that was a tipping point and her vessel starts to break. And it does make sense. She didn't do anything in the language arc. We didn't really see her. And only now we're noticing that she is fading away. And it does seem like when she gets more stressed out that she fades away even more, like when she was getting really angry at her dad. It was pretty good red herring in fact, because you start to think that because her dad's saying that he's not going to pursue Kade anymore, that's why she's fading away more. But it's probably because Fuuko's mental state and she was getting more flustered. Sol finally explained that in order to repair a vessel, you need a soul that matches that vessel. So essentially, Fuuko needs the soul that's created from Kade and Raitai's union. Surprisingly, Change is like kind of on our side. Well, not really, but she's betting against Sol. She says that knowing them, they'll make sure there's a way that those two end up together. But even more surprisingly, Sol is like, yeah, probably. But he has another plan cooking up to make sure that they don't. He says that it's up to this person now, and he's given them the help they've wanted. And the person he's talking about is Kururu. He wants her to use unchastity to kill Fuuko. This is where the chapter ends off, and wow, what another twist. We've gotten two twists in this chapter. One, that Kade's actually a generational talent and a great singer. And two, Kururu's a bad guy, again. But damn, it really be the people closest to you. From the looks of it, it looks like Kururu's pretty pissed at Kade. And to be honest, with the revelation that Kade is actually a great singer, I could see a few reasons why. One reason could be jealousy. She was actually pretty jealous of Kade's singing voice. And maybe when Kade was talking about how an agency wanted them, that the agency really wanted Kade. And they kind of made that apparent to Kururu, but Kade didn't want to join. And they still accepted Kururu, but she was kind of annoyed that they wanted Kade more. Another reason could be one born out of greed, basically. Kururu knew that Kade was amazing, and with both of them in the agency, that they could have been even better idols and reach even greater heights. But Kade took that away from her. But another reason I thought of is that she might actually not be a bad guy, really. She might just be getting kind of used by Sol. Essentially what I'm thinking is that Kururu does still care for Kade, and she's just mad that her friend didn't believe in herself and didn't see the talent that she actually had. Like Yoshifumi's already thrown us for a couple curveballs, this could be another one. Like the activation of Unchast is involuntary. So Sol has just set up the actors in the plays in a way so that Fuuko gets involved in that accident and somehow dies. But I don't know, let me know what you think. What could be the reason Kururu could be mad at Kade, or might she not be at all? And a quick thing I want to think about, why did Kade need all that training with Unforgettable then? I guess it's just for like the idle dance moves and stuff. I guess when we saw her with the old people, she didn't really dance and stuff, but it was for old people concert. She didn't really need to dance. So I don't know. Yeah, I'll just say just for the routine and practice kind of thing. And we finally get confirmation that this is not a paradox happening to Fuuko. And the explanation from Soul was falling along the lines of what I was thinking before, like her birth event still needs to happen kind of thing, but it's because she needs the soul created from her parents' union. And that's kind of a weird thing to me. So what is she gonna do? Just take the soul out of this unborn baby or something? Doesn't the person that's born through their union still need their soul? I guess it's Fuuko's soul, but yeah, we still probably need some extra additional explanation as to like how the mechanics of this is gonna work. And it's also weird that Injustice never had this issue. I kind of have a suspicion that Injustice and like Victor never had parents, like they were like some of the original people created. And it also could be that because Injustice, I don't know, I'm calling her Injustice, Juiz, never really used her soul energy, like her vessel never reached her limit because she wasn't using like too much soul power like Fuuko has been. But yeah, again, we're just gonna need some more extra additional confirmation from Yoshifumi as to how the soul and these vessels work. And it's always been weird to me that Uma's called like the Negator's vessels. I wonder what the real meaning of that word really means in this universe, because it does seem to be more than just your body. Because like with Fuuko fading away, it has more of a like ethereal kind of metaphysical meaning kind of thing. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I'll see you later.